Skulking about Carcass Manor, Jelltur slipped in through a servant's entrance and began to explore the manor house. Working his way into the basement, he noticed a secret door behind a collection of wine bottles. The thief moved quickly down the narrow, winding passage. At the end was the prize he sought, though not how he expected. A wicked statue depicting a leprous woman wearing a metal mask stood looming over the twisting form of Lord Carcass, his body in the throes of transformation. Sulanas, goddess of disease, acknowledged Jelltur as a holy champion, demanding he face hers. The rot troll attacked, forcing Jelltur to flee back to the boiling kettle. The champions fought valiantly, but it was Kradod who got the final blow. The champion saw Sulanas' tear transform into a thorny band, which Jelltur, disguised as Jiraj, requested. Not knowing who this strange halfling was, the champion stood against him, forcing Jelltur to forfeit his prize. And actually, Kreg, we're going to start with you as we enter in our scene. Kradod is being given drinks, being hailed as a hero. There's a lot of cheering and backclapping and stuff like that. And in the kerfuffle, Gallade, the half-elf, she's been tending the bar while her husband has been managing the fights. She walks up to you, and she has a bag in her hand. She goes, in all the excitement, I didn't really get a chance to. She hands the bag to you. That's your winnings for taking out the champion. Doze will never forgive you, but he's a good sport.
Wait, I get money for beating him?
Yeah, you take half the pot.
Oh, sweet!
So as you look into the bag, you get 250 gold.
Boom. Basically, I kind of go to pipe. I go, jingle, jingle, jingle. Look what I got.
I just kind of ruffle the top of your mohawk. That's because you did amazing, darling. Mm-hmm. You did an amazing job in the fighting pit, darling.
Wrong.
I kind of look back at what's the bar?
Gallade?
Mm-hmm.
Gallade.
Well, I'm happy to do it again.
You definitely drew in a crowd, so you're always welcome at the boiling kettle. Though we may need a couple days to... She looks out the door at the steaming troll corpse and the guards. There's a couple of morning stars around there, but it's mostly guards just kind of standing around it talking, and she's like, we might need a few days to clean up.
Of course.
We figured, and also we might be busy for like 2 or 3 days anyway, so I understand.
I feel that's going to be the state of the world.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, if you need another drink, you know where to come. Try and get our eye. It's going to be quite a task with, and she kind of gestures at the rabble around the bar, you know, drinking and singing and cheering and whatnot.
Is it about time that we drag Kradod out of there, or are we still waiting a few more minutes?
Well, there's one other thing. Scratch, did you want to do that here, or did you want to do that elsewhere?
So I think it's better to do it now. Right, Brian?
Okay. If you want to do it now, let's do it now. Because you have a couple minutes waiting for Kradod. You could be doing this with Scale while Gallade was talking with Kreg.
Okay.
Scale is actually probably coming down from the roof at this point, so you can catch her outside.
Okay.
She climbs down and she kind of lands very silently on the cobblestone.
Scared?
Yes, Papa.
You did a great job.
Thank you, Papa.
I reach into my bag and I pull out... Would he have put it in anything? In like a pouch or...
As far as Flynn is concerned, Flynn probably would have wrapped it in like brown paper to give to you, like, hey, I polished it, cleaned it. If you want to get fingerprints on it, that's your job.
So he would have wrapped it in something. Okay.
Yeah, not
I'm
like
just
twine and wrap, just kind of like fold it over a few times. Here you go.
Yeah.
Able to be opened easily.
So yeah, I would hand it to her. You're now a huntress. You have passed your test, and I wasn't expecting it, but you've now had your first fight as a huntress.
The ears kind of go back, not in that like aggressive way, but in that like Puss in Boots kind of way. and make a quick insight check, because that's easy to spot. But the other thing...
16.
You see the eyes dilate, even in the darkness, the eyes dilate just a bit, like her eyes are getting to the size of saucers. You can tell she's still the excited little girl, like, I just got a present, but she's, like, trying to hold herself more like that adult kind of behavior. So it's kind of an endearing moment for you, where you're seeing her on that threshold between the two worlds. And she's trying to, like, open the paper in a measured way. You can tell she wants to just tear through that paper.
Yep.
But she's trying very hard. And she, like, puts her hand through the leather cord and holds it up, and the dragon scale arrowhead just... It doesn't exactly glitter in the moonlight. It is a void in the darkness. You hold it up and it's darker than anything around it, and you just kind of see the eyes get a little wider as she, like, gasps slightly, like, "Oh, this is beautiful. What is it, Papa?" Well, arrowhead, I can tell, but...
This is a scale from a dragon that we killed in our journey.
So the song was true. You killed a dragon.
Yes.
She
This
drapes the cord over her neck, and she, like, presses her hand to the scale. It is so smooth. Thank you, Papa.
I'm so proud of you. And I give her a hug. I just give her a hug.
She'll lean into the hug. She's trying to be all measured and adult, and then she gives into that.
Wholesome family.
So you have your endearing moment. And then after a little while, Kreg and Piper, you're able to pull Kradod away from the crowd a little bit.
Oh, just one more drink. Just one more drink. Piper, have another one. They all bought drinks for me. I can't drink all of these.
I know, darling.
Kreg just starts climbing up on their shoulder and is just like,
Oh, what are
"We
you?
have to go back. We have to go back to the temple. It's really important."
Oh, here, have a shot.
Craig's like, "Okay," he takes a shot, but he's like, "We gotta go back to the temple."
Besides,
all right.
Kradod, darling, we need to talk so you can become a new song, a new epic.
Oh, I could. Oh, okay. They're a little inebriated.
Craig climbs up and goes, "Wow, your boss is really gonna be proud of you."
Oh, I certainly hope so.
Kradod, I would like you to make me a Constitution saving throw at advantage because you're a dwarf.
15.
15? So, Kradod, you're not drunk, but you have that warm, happy buzz
Oh,
going.
you couldn't tell? Oh, you guys are like trying to hug them. You guys are great. I'm so glad I met you guys.
Craig just kind of puts his arms around, like, because he's on the shoulder, he's kind of hugging the neck a little bit, but not squeezing too tight for obvious reasons.
You guys ever wonder, like, why we
I
put pants on our legs?
gently, like, put my arm around Kradod's shoulders. You know, that is something that we should talk about, as well as I kind of try to gently guide them out.
Alright, they're not, like, putting up a fight. They're just, like kind of, like, leaning, like, oh, you guys are the best. Oh.
So you guys get Kradod out, and you find Scratch and Scale outside as well, and you begin to move through you're in the Sword District currently,
Yes.
toward the Market District.
Yes.
Get yourselves through there. And it's a lot easier to pass from the District of Law into the Market District. So you have probably a 45-minute walk between getting from the Sword District to where the Temple of Blazing Glory is.
Blazing glory.
And you do see some of the aftermath of the incident outside the temple from the other day. There seems to be a heightened security. There are some make insight checks or perception checks, whichever.
I will make insight. Ooh!
Yeah, I have to cleanse this die. I'm not doing great on it.
Non-natural 20 on insight.
12.
That's a 14 no matter what I
12,
take, so.
14, non-natural 20. So, those of you that scored 15 or higher,
Yay.
you do notice that there are some unsavory individuals that seem to be watching the temple, and when they notice you notice them, they start to slip away. Those of you that got over 10 just noticed that there's a lot of people around here for this time of night, just kind of skulking about. You don't really know their intentions, but it's weird.
That is something we will point out to the vicar when we speak with them.
And when you get to the gates, with Kradod in tow, they open up and let you in and close it immediately behind you.
Because they probably saw the individuals as well.
Mm-hmm. And you are led into where Vicar Saratus Merlan is currently, like, sitting at a desk. It's not like an office. This is an open area. There's a lot of people who move around here. She's not the kind of person who closes herself away from others. She's wearing her armor, and you can see that the lance that she uses to fight is leaning up against a wall nearby, but not, like, within arm's reach, because it would be in the way. And she looks up at you, her tusks, gleaming, and she goes, good evening. To what do I owe the pleasure?
Well, two things. One is Kradod was actually, like, the hero in taking down the rot troll that was created by, and I very, very carefully take out that armband and place it down. Sulanas was trying to... It was something that was inside the rot troll that I think turned the person into it.
So the vicar, as soon as you take that out, she gets a little rigid, and her eyes don't leave it. You pick it up, she's watching it, you put it on her desk, she's watching it. She's listening to you, but she's looking at it.
This needs to be contained.
We did not know where else to bring it.
Yeah, and since Kradod is, like, not really sure, like, I don't think Kradod even, like, saw this armband thing, and if they did, they're not really, like, they weren't really paying attention at the tavern, and they're just a little inebriated now, so they're kind of, like, blustering in the background, like, oh, well, it wasn't all me, it was, you guys all did such a marvelous job of assistance, and
True.
I was just so impressed with the way that you all sprang to help, and really, Vicar, I have to say that they did such a good job. I think that they've really quite made amends for the kerfuffle they caused, and blah, blah, blah.
At the same time, we would not have been able to handle it were you not there with us.
Oh, go on. Oh, shucks.
Kreg, as pretty much Kreg's on your shoulders. Kreg basically just goes, Kradod got the final blow.
And a mighty smite, but all of you were so helpful. And it's just like, Kradod's just kind of blathering while the vicar is, like, examining this thing.
Can I roll to see, like, is the fascination with it more of just, like, desire on the vicar?
It's fear. It's concern and fear. It's very obvious. She's looking at it as if it is something that is diseased.
I mean, it's from the goddess of disease, so that makes sense.
Yeah, so she's very much unhappy with its presence, but she kind of nods and goes, it is good that you brought it here. It is something we will have to deal with. We cannot allow it in circulation, but it is the item of a god. It cannot be destroyed.
She spoke with us, and it seemed like she wanted to use this item to make a champion of her own.
That is something that must be measured. Another champion in the world for the gods when the gods are absent would be a welcome thing. But considering the god who wishes to do so,
That's the problem.
we will commune with Erath on this and make our determinations. Until then, she reaches into her desk and she takes out this rosewood box and she opens it. And she doesn't touch this thing. She takes out a short sword and kind of hooks it under the armband, drops it into the box, and then closes the box. She ushers another paladin nearby. This is a human paladin, plate mail armor. He's wearing a helm. You can't see his face. Silas, if you would take this. He nods. Takes the box. My personal vault. He nods again and walks away. And 2 other paladins flank him on either side and march with him.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Kradod,
Yes, Vicar.
well done in your duties.
Kradod is just like shoulders like really like preening and very, very pleased. Is like, but trying so hard to be as humble as possible. Oh, it was all in a day's work, Vicar.
Well, we will need to get word of this item to the king. Make him aware of the situation. I will send a missive, perhaps to have a audience with him on the morrow.
We are actually speaking with the king in the morning, and Kradod could actually be your emissary for that particular item, if you would like.
I'm the champion.
Yes, you are, Kreg. I believe the 4 of you, well, 3 of you, your 4th friend is also a champion.
Champion of the boiling kettle.
Oh, congratulations. Well then, Kradod, if you wouldn't mind speaking for us. And she kind of looks at you. Remember, you are speaking for us.
Kradod pauses and very like solemnly nods.
Inform the king of the item, its origins, and its current guard. Allow him to decree what must be done with it, as we determine how best to contain it. And I suppose, upon meeting the king, your duties as this gnome's ward will come to an end, and you can return here for your next assignment.
Oh. Kradod kind of like looks over at you guys and like looks up at Kreg, kind of perched
Kreg.
on their shoulder.
Kreg is already hugging your head and just kind of whispering in your ear like, "Congratulations,
No.
promotion."
Just like understood, Vicar.
Good. We will need all hands on the walls for when the army comes. And your valor has proven that you should be right standing alongside us in the front lines.
Thank you, Vicar. I appreciate this.
So, after you have that conversation with her, she'll dismiss you. And as you're leaving, you see her like close the journal she was working in, put it to the side, and just take something new out. You're like, oh, this is now more work. She's piling more books on the desk. This woman's not sleeping tonight.
Well,
Sorry, but not sorry.
Yeah, it happens.
yeah, we're used to it.
But at the same time, we know that it is somewhere safe. Oh. I kind of pause as we're about to leave. Outside your gates, we noticed that there were some less than savory people that seem to be more active than they probably should be at this time of night.
The vicar grins a little bit and she goes, yes, that would be Morgaine's spies. They're keeping an eye on us after the incidents the other day. And we're keeping an eye on them back.
Them being aware of you guys is just really letting you keep tabs on them.
Somewhat. It shows that Morgaine's power lies in the common rabble. Which shows that she does not have trained operatives to send at us.
Yet.
Okay.
But currently, she is not posing an immediate threat. Not so much as the drow are.
Alright. But as long as you are aware, I just wanted to make sure that you knew.
I mean, she technically lives here too, so.
She does. Again, we saw something, we said something.
New York City would be proud.
Don't work too hard, Vicar. Make sure you get a little bit of sleep.
She kind of nods and goes, well, if this bloodline has given me anything, that restless spirit that keeps me going has been its biggest boon.
Have a good night.
She nods, wishes you all a good night as well, and you are escorted from the building. Now, you do get a few dirty looks from the spies, quote unquote.
Good. Let them look.
But you're not accosted on your way back to the Whispering Wood. And you return. There's not much of a party crowd here. There is more of a, this is more the working people's kind of tavern. And it's the nicer working people's tavern, so not a lot going on here. Fern and Ivy are tending to the tables. They're cleaning up mostly. It's getting late.
That little part of me is like, I could offer to play and like bring up the mood, but it's also been a very long day.
There's also not a lot of like patrons here. There's probably like one or two still knocking around. One of whom's like asleep in his dinner.
I'm gonna say as we were walking back to the inn, Kreg just kind of falls asleep on top of Kradod's head and on his shoulders, like kind of just resting his head. Just because he's had a long, rough day of like a pit fight and then a monster fight. The boy's tired.
We should also make sure that we get cleaned up before we go and see the king in the morning, by the way.
Ivy will be like, we can draw you baths in the morning if you wish for an earlier wake-up call.
That would be amazing, thank you.
She kind of just bows to you and goes back to her work.
Where's Jelltur? Where's your sketchy little friend? We haven't seen him in quite a while.
I don't know where he is, actually.
I haven't seen him since, I don't know, since dinner, yeah. I mean, well, can he take care of himself?
I mean, yes.
He is a dragon slayer.
That too, he's also quite apt at being in cities.
And he is the Dragon Slayer.
Right. Well, he did slay a dragon. Well, I'd say let's see where he is in the morning. Maybe he'll come back, don't you think?
Hopefully, he'll be back in the morning.
He doesn't seem like the type who wants to have the guards looking out for him, so how about we just say I won't say anything to anyone tonight, and if he's back in the morning, then things will be good. Yes?
Yeah.
Alright.
We should get some sleep.
Right.
Craig's just snoring on top of Kradod's head.
Alright, let me go. I need to go deposit this one.
So you head to your rooms.
Uh,
You get a nice long rest if there's nothing anyone else would like to do.
I was going to say, I'm just going to take out my Myths and Legends book, and before I sleep, just read a little bit about Mulat, possibly.
Brushing up for your date with the ex-cleric.
Yep. Oh, and Kradod definitely is reading that like self-help, the pamphlet. Because they really want to put the best face forward if they're going to be the emissary from the vicar to the king. Like, they don't want to screw this up.
Yeah.
That is very true.
And watching the diplomacy, especially of Piper and Scratch, for a day or two has helped a little bit. So.
All right, so you all get a wonderful long rest, except for Jelltur. You get a mediocre long rest because you're
in the gutter.
I was hurt. I was hurting.
You were hurting. Yeah, you were hurting. You
boy.
You found a place. There was like an open window. You fell in and you fell into some hay, and you're like, "This is fine," and you passed out.
Yep.
And then the next morning, something warm is across your face. Your eyes, you know when you kind of close your eyes and you just see red against the eye when the light just passes over it? And your eyes just kind of like do that, we're going to open but you don't want them to kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so you open your eyes and looking right at you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then just like hundreds of chickens just start squawking all around you.
Swarm of chickens.
I make my way out the fucking hole I fell in.
So you like fall out of the window and you just hear her, hey, and you turn around. He's not looking at you. He's like opening the door. Hey, you chickens! Hey, you chickens! You knock it off of there!
I start.
Get up, chickens!
I start moving quick. I start moving quickly.
So you are Jelltur moving through the Sword District.
Yeah.
And covered in hay, smelling of chicken. You make your way to the Whispering Wood, I'm assuming?
Oh, yeah, I go there. I go straight there.
Yep. And you walk in, like the door opens, and there's the silhouette of a haggard-looking halfling who walks through the door, and Fern turns to meet you. Good morning.
Morning.
You look like shit.
Would you also like a bath before your meeting with the king?
What? What?
Your friends, they requested baths this morning to look their best for the meeting with the king that you'll be having within the next hour.
What the fuck did I miss? I know I had my own problems last night. Yes, I would very much so like a bath. Thank you.
Fern bows to you. We will have it drawn in your own room.
Thank you.
Jelltur, you make your way up the stairs, and your legs are creaking a little bit. You're like, oh, I got hit pretty hard. Fuck.
The worst part is it didn't even hit me that hard. The fucking aura did all the fucking damage.
Yeah.
Well, it did necrotic damage, so it just kind of...
You also hauled ass out of there, like...
No, I hauled ass after the first time. I didn't know that it's going to do literally like half of my remaining HP.
Rolled really well on that one.
I know.
Jelltur, you are going to go up to your room, I assume?
Yeah, it says you can draw my room.
Alright, make a perception check.
I'm gonna use the dice you gave me. It sucked. It sucked. I'm gonna use. Can I use that? Can I use that inspiration? Apparently, I have a DM inspiration. Apparently,
Yeah, go for it.
I don't know why I have it, but I'm gonna use it because you can only get one of those.
You gonna use it on this?
Yes. Why not?
I don't know. You're going to see the king later?
So 20 modified.
20 modified. So you walk in, and the hairs on the back of your neck just go up, and you turn, and on the dresser, like perched like Spider-Man, just looking directly at you, are the golden eyes of Scale.
No!
Can I help you, cat? Little cat?
You were not here last night.
Yeah.
She like turns her head to one side. Where were you?
I'm meeting with a friend.
Make a deception check.
14 plus 8. 22.
That's pretty good. She looks at you, kind of narrows her eyes slightly. You are part of the group protecting Papa.
I don't think I need to protect her dad. He's pretty good to himself. Actually, I'm pretty sure he's the hard carry of our party here, so...
Before you can blink, those metal claws are under your chin. If Papa does not come home, you won't either. And she pulls her hand back and closes the claws. You were not there for the fight. You will protect Papa. And she just leaps over your head and lands silently and walks away from you.
Well, pretty sure your dad's still the one protecting everyone else, but okay.
So then you close the door to go about your preparations, and you see that the wall of your room has stretched out. It is now filled with a wonderfully scented, steaming water.
I don't know if I'm gonna get used to that.
Like a tub?
Like a tub, yeah. It just kind of like pulled itself out of the wall, though. Each of you got that in your room as well, and as well as dividers that you can pull out for privacy.
Kradod sings in the bath.
Yeah, that is still something not getting used to.
Yeah, pretty much Kradod gets in, but after that, Kreg just cannonballs in.
Sploosh! Which, by the way, Kradod singing, you can hear through the
Of
wall.
course we can.
Kreg starts joining, not knowing the words, but he joins anyway.
We're having a grand time.
Yeah.
I just kind of hear them and like,
I want to put earplugs in.
Do you say that out loud?
I'm in my own room.
yeah.
I know, do you say that out loud?
Yeah, I guess I need my earplugs.
Fern's face comes out of the wall. Very well, and just a branch grows and moss hangs off the end.
I mean, I had some, but thanks. Also, thank you.
You're welcome. You take the moss?
Yeah, I take the moss. I take the moss. I should leave.
She recedes into the wall.
I will never get used to that.
All right, time to go see the king.
I kind of look at
So once you guys...
Jesus.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I kind of look at Kradod because Craig's in his normal outfit. Am I dressed to visit the king? Because all I have is his loincloth, more or less. His fuzzy loincloth. So just like, he's like, should I get a shirt?
That's a good question. I don't know. I've never been to see the king.
Huh. Well, you're the smartest person I know, and if you don't know... Maybe, you know what? Let's ask Piper.
Ask Piper.
Piper's pretty smart.
Now, quick question, Kreg. Are you wearing the loincloth as you gesture to it?
Butt ass naked.
Well, that was my thought. Like, is he holding the loincloth and then walks out the door? Hey, Piper! Just buck-ass nude.
You know what? Yes.
So Kreg is holding up his loincloth. Like, is this enough to wear?
Kradod doesn't see anything wrong with this because they've been at a temple. I'm sure they have, like, locker rooms and showers and stuff. I'm sure that they have they don't care about that.
So, Kreg, you go across the hall to where Piper and Scratch are rooming.
Mm-hmm. Knock, 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 knock.
Piper, you open the door, and there's Kreg, buck-ass naked, holding up a loincloth.
He's also a little damp still, so...
He's moist.
You know, this isn't the first time I've seen you naked, but please put the loincloth on.
Oh, sorry. He puts it on.
Thank you.
I don't know if I'm dressed to see a king. Is this good enough? I've never met one.
Nor have...
I have money to buy clothes now, so I could get something.
You hear Kradod from, like, the other room. Do you have, like, a necktie or something he could wear?
Piper is actually wearing... She has a set of fine clothes. She's actually, like, looking a little bit spiffier than normal.
Oh, then Kreg would be like, I need to go shopping.
We're getting into gigolo territory if we put a bow tie on that fucking
That's
asshole.
true. Is there...
No, that would be amazing, though. Just the loincloth and a...
DM.
Yeah, getting into gigolo territories.
Do it.
Would there be something in my containers. I think I have. Those are costumes. That wouldn't be.
I was gonna say everything would
Too
also
big.
be sized to fit you.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Ask Jelltur.
No, I was. But Jelltur's actually smaller than he is.
There might be
Oh.
something on the way if depending on what time.
I was gonna say I'm gonna go try to expediently find him.
See if there's a lost and found. I'm not kidding. See if there's a lost and found in the inn.
Wait,
Maybe.
yeah. You ask Fern and Ivy or one of them if there is a lost and found. I'm gonna go see if I can procure you something a little bit more.
As you say that,
A blazer?
Ivy's face comes out of the wall.
Ah,
You needed something?
We were just curious if there was a sort of lost and found, like if visitors had left items here.
Most items that are left here are sold to recoup some profits. Ermine has made that our policy.
Ah,
With that same tone of voice, huh?
yeah.
Yep.
good to know.
If you require clothing, like a branch comes out of the wall and just vines wrap around it to become her arm, she points. About 4 doors down, there is a clothier. And a haberdashery behind it.
That's perfect. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And she just kind of recedes into the wall, but before the face disappears, she goes, by the way, you have a guest downstairs. And then slurp into the wall.
Best. Have to go downstairs to go.
You Piper or you everyone?
We have to go that way anyway to go to the clothier. So, down.
So anyways, I put on my spirit commoner clothes and my spirit hood.
Yeah. Kradod comes out, ready to go. Armor's nice and shiny. There's like some delicate braids in their beard.
Oh yeah, everyone's dressing up. So Craig's been in the same thing for I don't even know how.
Yeah, we're going to fix that real quick. But
One of you dryads here right now?
And a face comes out of the wall. We can be. Do you need just one? And then another face. And in unison they say, or two.
Context. Hey, do you guys have a place I could wash these, or could you wash them for me? I don't know if there's a service fee for that.
There is a fee, but we can certainly manage it for you. And branches will come out of the wall for you to hang the clothing on.
Yeah, I hang the clothing there. How much is the fee?
It will be 5 silver.
Alright, I give them 5 silver. Wait, I give them a gold because I just realized I'm not carrying any silver on me.
Alright. They will the branch rolls up and pulls the clothing into the wall along with the gold that you've given them, and the faces recede into the wall. As you guys come downstairs, you see a man in gold and crimson armor with a Morning Star sigil on his chest.
good morning.
Good morning. I was sent by Doze to escort you. My name is Sergeant Cole.
I am Piper. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Hi, I'm Craig.
Miss Piper, good morning. Mr. Kreg, good morning.
Kradod gives a little salute. Kradod Deephead, Temple of Blazing Glory, hello.
Paladin. He gives you the respectful salute, calling you by title rather than name.
I was tempted, I'm not gonna lie, bro, I was tempted to say tiny human. Jelltur.
Mr. Jelltur.
I should enter the city using that name, tiny human.
We don't want your street name, sir. Please give us your legal name. Tiny
That's
Hugh.
not fair. Piper got to use a stage name.
Well, she's a performer.
Different.
Performer. I could be a performer. I don't know.
Graffiti artist is not a performer.
Bullshit.
We are stuck up 1950s around
that's
here.
bias against certain arts. Fuck you. Philistine.
You can call me any of your fancy book learning words you want, but I'm a simple garden gnome and I'm a simple garden man.
Us.
I like the idea of garden gnomes being redneck gnomes.
Oh, that's funny.
I was going to say, Sergeant Cole, may we have a few minutes? I just need to procure some clothing so that way Kreg is a little bit more presentable for the king.
He kind of looks at Kreg and goes, yes, that is definitely something that can be done.
Thank you.
He's picking out the wedgie in the loincloth as he's saying
A
that.
wedgie in the...
That's wild.
I don't know how he got a wedgie in a loincloth, but it's Kreg, so I believe
Don't ask
it.
questions anymore. I'm just gonna excuse myself to go to the clothier just to get him something. Real quick.
Do you want Kreg to
Yeah.
I was gonna say you might want to take him with you.
Yes, Kreg, go with.
Come on.
Oh, okay. I hold Piper's hand like a child and mother walking to the store.
So, just get him something nice, something that will fit, a little bit more presentable.
As soon as Kreg walks into the store, you could tell he's like severely uncomfortable, like someone like a fish out of water, because you can blatantly tell like he's never been in this nice.
I just kind of lean down to you. Don't worry. This is why I'm here.
I trust you.
So you walk into the feathered cod piece, and a plump little halfling waddles out from behind the bar. Hello! Welcome to the feathered codpiece. My name's Eugene Codpiece. Family name.
Oh, good morning.
I don't get it.
Get what? Oh my god, you're practically naked.
Yes, that's exactly what we need to address. We actually have a meeting with the king
Oh,
shortly and need to make him a little bit more presentable.
I see. Perf. Well, he's a gnome, so that narrows our choices slightly. Follow me. And he kind of waddles over to, like, a different section.
Yeah, as he's doing this, Craig's gonna follow him, but first he's gonna be, he takes off the battle axe on his back and, like, hands it to Piper.
I'll hold it.
The funny...
So, Kreg hands you the battle axe, and you take it, and all of a sudden you, like, whoa, as you almost, like, go to the floor with it, because it weighs, like, way more than you thought it would.
How does he wield this? I don't understand.
He, like, comes up to your thigh, and he can wield that thing.
The funny thing is, he also handed it to you one-handed, so...
Yep.
I've seen you wield it.
Well, young sir, name is,
Kreg?
Kreg. Very good. Why don't we get you into something more suitable? And we're going to... Yeah, we're going to montage that in
A very quick one.
But... Well, no, we're going to come back.
Okay.
To the Whispering Wood real quick. So, Scratch, you come down and you see this, Morning Star standing there. And Scale is on the other side of the tavern. She's eating her breakfast, but her eyes are burned into this guy.
I will go get some breakfast and sit down next to her.
She kind of gives you like a nod and continues eating, her eyes never leaving that guy.
That would be our escort to the king.
He apparently is, yes.
Good.
I do not like them. They are... dangerous.
Agreed.
What should I do? I do not need to go to this meeting with their king. In fact, his authority means very little to me. But Mark and Mama, they are worried of you. The elders worry as well. Kat, he wishes to hunt for your abductors as well. I just managed to get away.
We need to get a message back home.
She kind of nods at you. Without the gold assassin, and you see her smile a little. I do not need to stay in the city. I can take the message.
Good. I take out some paper and start writing with my claw.
Just dip it into ink and scratch a message. And I'm assuming you're writing it in Katsun.
Katsun, yep.
Just look like paw prints.
I always think it does.
No, it is an assortment of scratches in different angles. It's a lot like the
Like cuneiform?
the Nordic. I was gonna say the Nordic runes.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, just I scratch out a message.
So you eat. Scratch gives his message to Scale, who will roll it up, put it in a tube, close it, and she will look at you and goes, "I am glad you are safe, Papa. I will see you again."
Back home.
Back home. And she does the head bonk thing, and she just makes for the door. She doesn't puts blinders on to go past Cole, and she's out the door and gone. Doesn't say a word to anyone else, just out the door and gone.
Jelltur was here for that, right?
Jelltur was here for that, yeah.
Okay, good.
He wasn't at your table, but he was there for that. And then once Cole thinks that enough time has passed, you guys have had your breakfast, come, we'll meet them at the clothier.
We'll pick you up.
Yeah, it works.
You guys come down the road, and you see Piper standing there, as always, trying to comfort a very distraught-looking Kreg, who... I am so happy for this. Kreg is wearing socks that go up to his knees with blocky black shoes with buckles on them, a long burgundy coat over a poofy white shirt buttoned about to his navel, but the coat continues down in almost like a cape behind him down to the back of his calves.
It's David in Hamilton.
They really made him Thomas Jefferson?
Thomas Jefferson in
Yeah.
Hamilton.
We made him
Oh,
Thomas
oh, oh.
Jefferson.
But we're not done.
There's more.
There's more. So the mohawk has been greased back.
Yes.
I'm Taliesin Jaffeing it, motherfuckers.
You're Taliesin Jaffeing it. But also, there has been makeup applied to your face.
Oh no.
This was just a clothier, not a fucking salon.
Well, he's going to meet the king.
We did say at the thing we're meeting the king,
That's true.
so he would have been like, "Oh, you're gonna need this."
Okay.
Craig's face is entirely white.
Oh.
I'm a fop. I've never
There
been
is
so happy.
A little bit of red, just a tiny little dab of red
oh,
on his lip.
he's got that little bit of red on the bottom lip, but the top lip is completely red, and he's got like this black red eyeliner
Nice.
with perfect wings.
Oh, nice.
Yas. Well, what I kind of see for at least the sleeves and everything, that like he's not really moving very well, because every time he's about to move, it looks like the stitches are gonna pop.
Well, they made sure it was nice and loose around where it needed to be.
Okay.
But it's the fact that you're wearing long sleeves and these large cuffs. Every time you move your hand, like something hits you,
Yeah.
and like the sleeve hits you. You're like, I'm not used to this.
I love
Pretty
it.
much, I kind of feel like it's like the toddler that's like gets his first series, kind of like pulling on the like tie and everything because
Yeah,
it's
it's-
like
it's
tighter
your-
than you.
It's your first confirmation outfit. Sorry, your first communion outfit.
You know, normal clothes would have done, right?
I know. I made a mistake of mentioning the king, but I promise after we're out of there, you don't have to wear the same arms.
I know, he's gonna wear that. How much it cost? He's gonna keep wearing it.
How much was it, Brian?
That was a few gold.
Okay, that's not bad.
I'd say like 5 gold.
Yeah,
He's gonna keep
I
wearing
got
it.
that. I got that.
Okay.
I was gonna say I got that.
He's
it
got
was,
money,
It was
yeah,
my
he
job
just
to
won
put
some money,
him in
too.
the.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
Oh.
All right. Kradod is
All
just
right.
like, oh, Kreg, you look so splendiferous.
That's a word.
Yes, it is. It is a word. I used it.
Thanks, Kradod. It's hard to move, but thank you.
So you guys, Cole kind of collects you, and Kreg slows you down a little at first because of the awkward walking, but the entertainment more than makes up for it. You move through the District of Law quite easily, and then you enter the Castle District. For most of you, it's the first time. For some of you, it's not.
I wanna. Do we like pass by any the Wonton destruction?
You are actually led around it. You feel like you're going a very out of the way, and if you ask about it, Cole would just say, there was a disturbance at one of the manor houses last night, and we need to avoid that area while it is being investigated.
Cool.
Yeah, well, they mop up what's left of the guards.
Yeah, pretty much. You begin climbing the hill that leads to where the castle sits. And the castle, it is impressive, especially to those of you that have never seen a structure this big. Because in the town, in the city, you've seen larger structures. This is one structure the size of, or bigger than, towns and villages you've been in. The towers go up high, they're spread out, you see archers walking the walls, and it's very blocky in its construction. This castle is not like Jelltur. You remember the faux castle that the Lord had, Carcass, with the turrets and the circles and the old cartoony or fairy tale kind of design to it. This is very plain and functional in how it's built. As you enter through the gates, there is in front of you a very large green structure. And you realize there's rows of hedges surrounding this castle. And Cole just walks directly into an opening in the hedges and looks at you and says, be sure to keep up. You don't want to get lost in here.
Okay.
I make sure not to get lost.
And he begins leading you through a hedge maze.
Seems a little unnecessary.
It's meant to slow down attackers.
What's stopping them from going through it?
You want to try?
And I stick my hand in it.
Something grabs you, pulls you into the hedge, and then throws you right back out. You land slam down on your back.
What the fuck?
Imagine if someone tried to fly over it. They get it worse.
Kradod laughs.
The maze is alive.
Duly noted. Fuck.
It'll be a rather straight shot for us, probably only about a 5-minute walk.
Okay, that's a lot, dude.
Because you're with me. If you were not welcome, you'd have to solve the puzzle. So it's about a 5-minute walk through the hedge maze, and you pass by lovely sitting areas with statues that you would recognize as some of the gods. You'd pass by Molat, you would pass by Arath, pass by Demoria.
Yeah, but what about Cyrus? Or
Cyrus is not present. You would see the good gods, the more calming gods. The gods that are... They reflect a kind, genial, gentle nature.
But he's a king. Why isn't the god of thieves here?
Why would the god of thieves be with the king? Because taxation is theft? Is that what we're talking about here?
Instead of blasphemy, you hear socialism.
And you get before the large doors, which are standing open, guarded by 4 morning stars.
Ooh.
Step into this tall, lavish hall with tapestries hanging on either side that show the story of the gods' creation. They show the story of Mace being built. They show dragons being fought. Basically just heroic scenes. And you get up to a pair of chamber doors, and Cole turns to you and says, prepare yourself. Speak to the king when spoken to. And just be on your best behavior.
So can I leave my hood up or should I take it down?
The king prefers to see his subjects or visitors.
Take my hood down.
Of course.
And I guess that would mean the first time Kradod can see my face.
Kradod?
Kradod, I'm sorry.
Kradod!
Kradod is ready.
I swapped the A and the O in your name.
No, I know. Mackey's calling me Kradod, which is also funny.
Oh, yeah, but Kradod, that's the first time she can see my face.
Yeah.
Thank you, Cole.
So he nods to you.
Mm-hmm.
He pushes the doors open, steps aside, and you walk into the throne room of the King of Mace. This has been the Reliably Chaotic podcast. Champions of Solane is an original Dungeons & Dragons adventure written by Bryan Scharf using the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition rule set published by Wizards of the Coast. My name is Bryan Scharf, and I've been your DM. You can reach me at ReliableDM on Twitter.
My name is Nicole Summers, and I play Piper.
This is Jair, also known as JJ, and I play the character of Jelltur Jactus.
This is Matthew Reed, and I play Scratch.
This is Andrew Brown, and I play Kreg.
Greetings, listener! It is I, Sara, and I portray fan favorite Kradod Deephead!
Theme music by Adrian von Ziegler. All other music by Kevin MacLeod on the Incompetech website and Adrian von Ziegler. Detailed information about music in this episode is provided in its description. Music for this episode was selected by Nicole Summers. The episode was edited by Matthew Reed with assistance from Sara. Contact us out on Twitter at Reliably Chaotic, email us at reliablychaotic@gmail.com, or join our Discord server by following the link in our description. If you like our show and would like to support us, please consider becoming a patron by going to patreon.com/reliablychaotic or by leaving a 5-star rating and review on iTunes. It really does help a lot. Thank you for listening, and we hope to see you again in our next adventure. Hey, you chickens! You knock it off of there!
Bach. Bach. Bach.